This gets us access into where the pedal is. Gotta remove this, seal this up to keep the hot air from the generator radiator coming up here into the engine compartment. Some more duct tape and seal that back up and put it back together. So what's been happening is when I step on the accelerator, it shoots air out, and I replace the throttle pedal valve. I need to get a light so you can see better. But yeah, it's every time you push on the pedal, it just exhausts air out instead of moving the throttle. So something is wrong with that new valve, so we're going to pull that out and take a look at it. So this is the old valve. Take it apart and see. This one was actually working fine, and I replaced it, fortunately. Looks like a little bit of crud in there. Plunger, step on with your foot. So I guess maybe supposed to come out of there. It's like this thing slides out. There's a spring about to go springing. Looks like this whole piece here has to come out. Yeah, there we go. That's the ticket. Bit of rust in there. O-ring. Not bad. Chinese puzzles.
top one.
Alright, so I already pulled this apart once, but I found a bunch of gunk in it. Pull it apart again so you can see it. It does have a big spring in there, so, but it doesn't, it's not really that spring loaded. You'll see. Comes apart like that. Everything, it looked fine. Like I said, the only thing I found was there was kind of hard to get this part out of there, but there was a bunch of gunk on here. So I cleaned all that off. I lubricated everything really good with some Marvel mystery oil. Made sure everything was moving good. It all looks in good shape. There's a little plunger down here. What I do is put just a little bit of air pressure. Put your finger over that center hole, and it'll blow it up out of there. So there was a little bit of gunk down in here. There's a big spring. You can see I got a little bit of Marvel mystery oil in there. I'm going to leave that in there just to keep everything lubricated real good. A couple shims. And I noticed the difference in this new one. The shims were on the bottom. This one had the shims, or the old one had the shims on the top. So I put the shims back on the top. Push that back down in there. Everything looks good. We'll see if it continues to work properly. We got her lubed up real good. This O-ring should seat down in there, and then this should seat down around the O-ring. Oops. Earlier it went right in. Of course, when I'm trying to do it here, it won't go in. Let's try a different way. So this little O-ring needs to go around this top here and should sit down in there. And this O-ring should go around the edge here. There it is, sit down in there. So these line up with all these valves on one side. Sure, you probably clock this thing, I guess, if you needed to. There was an issue with something being in the way. See, with anything like this, you got to be real careful. This is just a lightweight aluminum housing, so don't want to get too crazy with a screw. Give her a little test run. Put some air on it. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to stick this back in. There's a nut up on top on the pedal assembly that you have to tighten. Alright, so I put this thing back in again. I had to take it out one more time because it was leaking up by the pedal on the top of the valve. So if you look, yeah, here, this is the old valve. It was leaking out of the top here for some reason. So I took it apart again, checked the O-rings, reseated all the O-rings, and it seems to be seated up now. So hearing a little air coming from somewhere. Might be the brake valve. So it seems to be working, so hopefully